watching Suddenly Ducks. I'm Bermuda.
And I'm Phil.
And we're picking up our Deathwatch game where we left off last time. Remind me, Warren, what happened last time?
A great deal of things. Do any of you actually remember what you were doing, or do I have to spend like an hour?
No, I do.
I do. I've got notes and stuff.
Yes.
Okay, good. Then I don't have to remember run through a million things with you. So just a brief summary then. You guys were sent to the fortress world of what's the name of the fortress world again? Fortress world of Spite to root out the reason for a number of assassinations among the senior officers of the Spite command structure. It is suspected by the Deathwatch and the Lord Militant Tetricus that perhaps Tau sympathizers have infiltrated Spite in the Canis salient and are under orders from their Tau masters to eliminate key personnel within Spite's command structure. And that's why you've been sent. You guys invested a great deal of the murders, found that they seem to be targeting particular people as is suspected, but not in the order that command suspected they were being assassinated in, as in they don't seem to be key personnel per se, as more or less persons who seem to have all been some way tied together with one another several years ago when Lord Militant Achilles was the one commanding the crusade rather than Tetricus before he was lost to the warp. So as of yet you haven't discovered why the Tau are targeting these particular individuals, but you have come to the conclusion that they're looking for at least 5 or so of them in particular. In the room of one of the murdered men, you found a picked capture, of at least 4 of the known targets of the assassinations. 3 of which are dead now, one of which is 2 of which are still alive, which was Ling and Rylavan, General Rylavan. There was also a 6th man who wasn't mentioned in any of the reports, but was also on the picked capture, a Gregorus Blunt, Captain Gregorus Blunt. What's happened to him, you have no idea. You tried to interrogate Ling and Rylavan about him, and they were not forthcoming with information. They both claimed they had not seen the man in many years, and that they believed he was lost in combat in the Acros salient against the forces of Chaos. But a number of savvy checks proved that at least Rylavan was not telling you the whole truth. So you're not entirely sure what that means. You then decided to go to the Black Zone, the 4 Pillars internment camp, where several regiments, about 20 regiments one very large regiment of 100,000 Imperial Guard under Colonel Sebastogor, Septimus Strain, Sebastogor Ebengrave is the overall Lord Commander, had rebelled against Lord Commander Sebastogor Ebengrave because ever since the Tau sympathizers attacked Spite by crashing a very large super freighter into the planet and causing massive devastation, Ebengrave, who was known for being paranoid beforehand, has become more or less, consumed by his paranoia, and he spends pretty much the entirety of the resources that the Canis salient is given not fighting the Tau or advancing the salient's front, but constantly purging his ranks for supposed traitors, believed or not believed. He spends pretty much his entire time and his resources creating a massive, spy network called the Eyes of Wrath, which he essentially uses to send his stormtroopers, which he calls his Eben Kush, by the way, to basically run around executing or purging anyone he deems to be a traitor to his cause or a traitor to the Imperium. So Septimus Strain and his units had enough of this, and they openly defied him and his pointless investigations, which had caused a great deal, which had pretty much brought back all but the bare minimum of the Crusades forces back to Spite to be interrogated and interviewed, and he and 100,000 of his men rose against Ebengrave and peacefully rose against him, basically, were arrested and thrown into an internment camp. You met with Septimus Strain. He didn't really have much to offer you about your specific mission here, but he did implore you to see that though your mission here obviously must take precedence, people as influential as you cannot, let the situation as it is continue. So he implored you to do something about Ebengrave, or at least get involved with the politics of this world. And I believe your captain, as of now, which is Lorgat, promised Strain that they would do everything. You would do everything in your power to aid them once your mission was completed. So he will hold you to your word. He then gave you any information he could. You uncovered a few things in the camp, including that some strange figures have been trying to break into the camp for a number of nights, which was also detailed in the mission reports, by the way. Strain confirmed to you, and you confirmed with your own eyes, that these infiltrators were in fact Kroot, and that the prisoners of the four camps Four Pillars camp had been keeping this a secret, as the already paranoid Ebengrave would take any sort of involvement from Tau or Kroot forces as pretty much confirmation that all 100,000 men inside the camp are traitors, even if they aren't. So they've been keeping the Tau infiltration under wraps. Strain confessed to you he has no idea why the Kroot are infiltrating the camp, but they're taking men away, and he presumes they're, feeding upon them and something like that. So he showed you where they were entering. You indeed found some very evident tracks. And he believed that the Kroot had something to do with the assassination attempts, or at least had, it's very likely that Tau sent them here for some reason. So you followed the Kroot into the jungles just outside of the Citadel and the Black Zone, and were ambushed a couple of hours into your track, when the track suddenly completely disappeared, and a large number of Kroot, or at least a patrol of Kroot, led by a Shaper, ran out of the jungle and assaulted you. We got to here, and I think I just said we're going to end this combat because everyone else who's still alive is dominated by Uriel in some way. So it's pretty much over anyway, so I'll just...
One wasn't, but is
Solomon grabbed him.
Oh yeah, he grabbed him, yeah. So, yes, we shall leave it there.
Alright, when we ate the Kroot, I took Speak Kroot.
Yeah, okay.
So, I will perform a interrogation of the Kroot we captured.
Okay, well, all these Kroot here are dead. The one that Solomon has is grabbed, so you guys can do what you will with him.
Hot.
I speak in the filthy language of the Kroot. Kroot, where are your Tau masters, or where are the other Shapers of your tribe, or whatever the fuck they have? I'm not too sure if Kroot
they have clans.
Alright.
As he does that, I'm going to work on first aid checks.
Okay, go for it, sure. Remember to put your fate points back to full again, because it's a new session. Everyone who isn't full fate points. Okay, so I mean, he just glares at you. He says nothing. He's like restrained, but he like just sits there, says nothing.
I forcefully slap him.
Okay, so you backhand him with your powered gauntlet.
And then repeat the question.
You see a number of cracks in his beak, and he's clearly been bloodied significantly, but he just spits on the ground, yells out a sort of avian roar, and then just sort of goes back to looking forlornly at the ground again.
I say, Solomon, any suggestions?
I look at Solomon looks up to Lorgath and then looks down at the pitiful creature in his grasp, like pinned to the ground, and sort of begins kind of slowly choking the creature, like on the underneath his fist, and then looks back up at Lorgath and just, if he wasn't wearing his helmet, he would probably spit, but he just says, "This damnable Xenos clearly knows nothing of worth, and even if he does, it does. There is too much. We've already wasted enough time on it, and I'm slowly, basically choking it to see if there's any reaction. I point out, or I ask if the tracks continue from here.
No, the tracks you guys were following ended here.
Alright, so I will. I guess I pull out like my claymore, and
Before you do that,
before my
Can I-
finishing blow. Alright, sorry.
I was going to say, like, would compel or dominate have anything that I could actually kind of force him to talk to us, or would I literally just be like controlling his mind?
Or controlling his mind, is it right?
Do you have a Narthisium?
Yeah, I do.
I think Narthisium doubles lightly wounded heals.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
Well, I'm at full with 10.
Well, I have. Yeah.
Let me just
I'll
look
check
up.
on. I'll check on that.
An Artisium grants plus 20 medical test. It also raises the threshold at which a patient is considered lightly damaged to 3 times the toughness bonus and doubles the amount of damage healed by first aid.
Okay, so is that including my enhanced healing? Because if so, that's a lot of it.
Yes,
Oh,
it is.
okay, so heal 20 hit points back. Cool.
Yeah. By the way, Ollie, like out of game, I'm not completely done with this creature, but if you wish, you can just still.
Okay. If I make a move to kill it, and then Solomon like looks up at me with like, then I would like stop and say, "Do you have any questions for this Xenos?"
I have one. So I'm gonna stop slowly choking the creature on the floor. I'm gonna kind of stand up, roll him over so his back's on the, his back, he's like facing up towards me. I'm going to put my boot on his rib cage, I guess, and slowly begin to basically push downwards until I can sort of like feel, sort of it starting to give. And I will tell Lorgath, because I cannot speak the filthy language of the Zenith. I will tell him to say these words. Tell us everything you know, creature. If you wish a peaceful and quick way out of this world, or I swear to the Emperor and all that is holy, your bones will be broken here, you will be laid to ruin, and you will lie amongst the dead, ghostly faces of your fetid companions, as their dead faces are the last thing you see as you bleed out and die, wasting away in this jungle.
I translate.
You need to actually roll to translate skills you pick up by eating shit.
Alright, so what would I roll?
Intelligence.
Alright. Not good. No bonuses or anything?
Oh, no.
You know what, I'll bump it over, why not?
Okay, so Lorgat translates and clicks and sort of squawks to a degree what Solomon says. You making that an interrogation check, Solomon? Or
You better look plus 20.
Interrogation. Here we go. I have it at plus 10.
Alright.
Do I have any bonuses here? Alright, no.
Just I thank Sagratan for the amazing healing.
You're very welcome. My surgical mastery, I'm sure, is quite appreciated.
I'm just standing there just as you're poking me in the side. I passed with 1 degree on the interrogation.
yeah. So the only thing the crude carnivore it's obviously in great physical pain as you press down on its where its lungs are probably at and things like that. And you can hear a bit of cracking as some of its many ribs start to fracture, because crude actually have ribs all along their torso, not just their upper torso. it sort of squawks off a few things, and Lorgat, make a test again to see if you know what it said.
Ooh.
Okay, so you know it said, the Shapers told us to be strong. I die free, and then it dies.
Oh, crap. I wanted to take... Oh, whatever.
I like curb stomp straight through its ribcage.
No, and as your boot rises, I tell you to hold as I come over and start harvesting its brain tissue for later use.
What, off the bottom of its foot? Of his foot?
I said I curb stomped through his chest. The head's perfectly
Oh,
fine.
okay. Typically, curb stomping is applied to the face, so I just assumed.
It is.
If I can, Warren, I eat some of the Shaper and gain magical buffs.
You can't, because you already ate the other thing. You can only do it every 7
Magical
hours.
buffs.
Can I right-click on that buff and get rid of it? And, you know...
The only thing you can gain by eating something is its most recent memories, and
they could be useful, so...
they're generally patchy and not very concise, but yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, I eat the Shaper to see its most recent memories.
Alright, so you just get a sense of some very blurred, recent memories after like about 10 minutes of just waiting around for your body to basically like metastasize it or whatever. And you see blurry images of a camp not far to the east from here, maybe 3 or 4 kilometers, where the Kroot... You see the Shaper in a circle with many other Kroot speaking to them, and you know they have a camp nearby, but that's the only thing you know.
How is this terrain, by the way? Could we fit a Land Raider through this terrain?
Probably not. It's fairly dense, like rainforest junk.
With room for our little herald on top, of course.
I informed the group that there is a Kroot camp about 4 clicks to the east of here. If we can, we'll try and circle around to see if there's any way we can our Land Raider to assault the place, so we have a lot more backup and a lot more firepower. But I don't think these these Xenos weapons will penetrate the thick hide of our Land Raider.
That may be, but it will be difficult in this terrain and with the Xenos' heightened senses to get anywhere near that camp. It's such a glorious armored vehicle. We should proceed on foot and take them unawares.
As you said before, they have very good senses. So I suggest we walk for about 2 clicks, and then either I or Sab here will, if we can, get above the tree line, see what we can see.
Could I roll perception to see if anywhere in this area there's any other like tracks or like maybe holes where the Kroot might have come out of or anything?
Give me a sec, sorry. Something I want to link you guys. This is Ollie's version of stealth. Watch that. Also, Ducko makes some pretty funny videos.
Yeah.
Yep, that's Ollie's stealth.
Just like that one time in Dark.
Well, that's me with my plasma gun.
Alright, so what do you guys want to do?
We proceed about 2 clicks east.
And Phil wanted to check for holes or something, yeah?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, Kroot don't really dig holes, so...
I was just meaning, like, if maybe this actually was where they were kind of coming from. Because we know no other tracks. I thought, like, maybe this area...
You could look around for other tracks if you want to, but if they deliberately led you here, which is very probable considering the tracks suddenly ended. They
Yeah,
probably
okay.
took great care to cover any tracks they left. So.
Never
Would
mind. Then. It's fine.
use trees to travel,
Uh,
or could they if need be?
They could, but Croots natively come from a very deserty kind of planet. So.
Oh, okay.
So do these guys just want to head to the camp, or do you want to do anything else?
Like head not directly to it, and then like I want either me or Sab to get up above the tree line with our jetpacks or jump pack, sorry, and see if we can actually see the camp, and then either
My perception's crap, so I don't know if yours better, but
mine is 34.
oh wow, okay.
I just got
I
an
guess
image
I
of
guess I will be taking care of it.
just the space marine turning like leader, like you need to do that. Just turning, I can't see shit, sir. Like, I'm not the man for the job.
All right, yeah, that's fine with me. I'm good with that plan.
So head into the camp, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, close to it.
Okay. Do you guys just want to walk through it? Do you want to go stealthily and slowly, or?
As
I'll
stealthily and
stealth.
slowly as Space Marines can, sure,
Yeah.
why not?
Well, if someone has tactics, recon and stealth, or whatever, you could roll that.
I have a tactics assault doctrine.
Defensive
Do I need to
doctrine.
link the video to you again?
Yeah.
I have defensive doctrine. I'm the opposite of you.
I think I have orbital assault
I have
doctrine.
recon and stealth.
There you go.
The Ultramarine has recon and stealth.
Oh no, I also have assault doctrine. Crap.
You're a blood angel. He's a Stormlord. Yeah, I've just realized.
Yeah. It's not bad.
All right, so Uriel consults his teachings on the Codex Astartes and comes up with a fairly fail-safe way of getting to you.
It's just fuck them up in small print.
It's just as a suggestion.
Okay, so you guys walk for a while, and you get to this camp here. You guys are like on a hill, sort of overlooking it. It's down at the bottom of a sort of a small sort of canyon or an inline, and sort of like the center of the rock there. And this is what you guys see. You don't see any crude or anything like that, but you do see a number of corpses. So
that is the shortest 2 kilometers I've ever seen in my life.
You didn't. Well, I mean, you walked
I know.
down there.
I know.
Yeah. And it was 4 kilometers for you.
No, I just mean the distance between us and the camp.
Yeah, I mean, this is you outside the camp. But yeah.
I know.
Would I be able to do a quick? Which one is it again?
I just like quickly snap security area.
Up.
Yeah, all get into the center of camp and keep your eyes on the hills if you can.
Okay, I make a jump to the center of camp. Hey, why walk, man?
Could I use lifting the veil on this area?
Well, are you all walking in? Yeah. Okay.
I was going to use it before we kind of got there, but apparently we're walking in.
Well, they all walked in, so
yeah,
I think it's kind
secure
of
the area first, Phil, and then we do your warp shenanigans.
Okay, so there's a number of rough huts that are of crude, primitive construction. You can definitely tell they are crude in origin simply by the way they're fashioned and created. They're clearly made for some sort of bipedal avian creature rather than a human or anything like that. There's a large pile of corpses just outside the camp here. Most of them have been gnawed on. The flesh has been bit away from the bone and things like that. You can basically guess that the crew have been hunting humans, or at least taking them from the camp, mostly as meals. The tents themselves are more or less completely, besides the tents, there's nothing really in them. There's some hide on the ground that they're, from some sort of animal, not a human, that they were clearly using as some sort of like sleeping areas. Things like that. Any weaponry or anything has long since been taken, and they've left no sort of implements or anything like that.
Is there any livestock on this planet?
Yeah, there's
Humans.
other livestock that humans eat, but
Yeah, okay.
So are we surrounded by cliff face right now? Is that what's?
You're surrounded by basically is the best way to describe it.
Does it kind of flat top, or are they actually mountains? Can we tell?
It kind of rises up and then gets flatter up on top. All right.
Okay.
There's
Alright,
one
just
body in the middle here, actually.
Yeah.
okay. Just keep going. I'll type my questions out.
All right. Anyone who saw the picture of the group of officers that was taken from I can't remember the name of the dude's room. Let me find it.
Idalis, wasn't it?
Yeah, Colonel Idalis. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So the picked capture taken from Colonel Idalis' room had a number of individuals, 5 of which you knew about, and then the 6th was Gregor's Blunt. You can tell that this man here is a perhaps 20 or so years later on aged Gregor's Blunt.
Is he dead?
He is very dead.
Alright. I inspect the body.
Do you
Well-
think that's all right? I mean, I can probably do some lifting the veil and properly sense exactly what happened in this area.
We just see what killed him first. I'm assuming Groot.
We'll do things one at a time. Searching his body, you can tell that his throat was slit by a bladed weapon. As for on his corpse, there is nothing of any interest except for a bag containing a number of personal items and things like that. And do a search check for me, actually.
Search.
He was
Done.
probably wearing the bag when he got pulled out of his tent back on the pillars.
Oh shit. I got that.
Okay. So, Lorgat searching through the small pack he had with him, you uncover a small sort of jeweled case, and inside the jeweled case is a cryptometer, or cryptograph, which is basically a sort of an encrypted lockbox that is common in the Imperium, and is used by, basically agents transporting information that is considered to be very important, basically, and it can only be broken by a security test. And if anyone has cryptology, you gain a +10 to the security test. So,
Would a multi-key work?
multi-key will not work on this device.
What does Lorgath want us to do about Sabrathan's suggestion? I typed it.
Yeah, no, just keep eyes on the hills, Sarlacc and all, and then because they will, if anything, they'll come both out of the forest and the hills, one swift attack. But hold this ground whilst we search the bodies, or the body. Would anyone back in the of any of the people we met, would they be able to get this open for us?
I have security and a multi-key.
Key won't help.
Multi-key
What
won't
about-
work, but security will work normally. Yeah.
If I read the tarot of the dead guy,
Turns out he's dead.
I can look into the past of things. Maybe he knows the code.
Is it
You're
like
gonna what spell are you planning to use? Because
Augury?
let me just.
That's more
That's what-
divining.
What?
Yeah, that's divining. You ask a question. You can't. It never gives you specific things. It basically just slightly lifts the veil of the future, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
It
So,
doesn't tell you about the past
lifting
or
the veil,
things like that.
I imagine he probably wouldn't have tried to open that thing here, so it's pretty useless.
what type of lock is it? Is it like a biometric scanner or something?
You could try lifting the veil. No, I mean that's totally possible. What do you want to do? Sorry.
What type of lock is it? Is it like a simple key and lock, or is it biometric scanners?
The only time you've ever seen a lock anything like this is anyone who survived the mission to Karlak when the Inquisitor received a lockbox that poisoned the shit out of her and nearly killed her. Does anyone
Yeah.
recall that?
Oh,
It
yeah.
is the exact
Nope.
same. It is the exact same kind of device. So only the people who survived that mission would have seen anything like this before. So I mean, I don't think Lorgat knows. Ul would know, Sarlacc would know, and Uriel would know. Everybody else wouldn't have a clue because their other characters are either dead or they've never been on the party
Yeah.
before.
I chuck it Sarlacc and say, Sarlacc, get into the center and inspect this. I'll take your position. Watch.
Say that again.
Get into the center and inspect the object.
So you're doing a security test then?
Well, am I? Or am I inspecting the object?
I don't know. Like, try and open it, I guess. Or...
There we go. Having seen a device like this or a lock like this, do I get a +10 to...
No.
Oh.
So, I mean, Phil, what was your check for?
I just wanted to see if I could, like, lifting the veil.
Okay, well, I mean, currently it's been held by, like, Sarlacc, so, I mean, you actually have to, like, touch it or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, do you
I'll
want
wait
to
until
ask Sarlacc to do it? Or, like...
I'll wait until she's finished filling with it.
Well, here, you can have it.
Okay, well, I mean, right now, unless, like, you fate point Bermuda, you can't make heads or tails of the device, so...
Right. Well, I mean, I'll try again if Phil doesn't get what he needs out of it.
Well, you'd have to use a fate point to reroll.
Right.
Just do it now.
So you'd have to, like, do it now.
Okay.
You don't, yeah.
Fine.
Ouch.
Phil,
Nope.
here's the box for you. I mean, Uriel.
I didn't push. I'm using unfettered, and that's like 8. So everything other than the end
Okay.
of lifting the veil.
Lorgath already blown fate point?
Oh, yeah. I just used it to interrogate the crew earlier.
Ah.
I have 6, so it's fine.
Okay, so... the strongest emotion associated with the locked cryptographer is fear. Okay. The general features of the people who experience the emotion and a rough impression of the events that transpired. You see Gregor's Blunt being dragged from his bed by the Crute, and he made, even as he was being dragged away, he made special care to grab this item before he was dragged off. Okay.
Would anybody have said when they saw the box? And what it last, or what a box of its kind last did? Would anybody have said that to the group?
No, they only know that it holds, like, it's basically just to hold important information. It's like a encrypted lockbox is basically the best way to describe it.
Okay. I thought you said something about poisoning or something, so...
Yeah, well, the last one was poisoned. It doesn't mean this one's going to be poisoned. It's just...
Right.
The last mission was a long and detailed thing that I'm not going to get into. But
yeah, don't worry about it. I was just curious.
Yeah. Alright, suffice it to say she was poisoned by some Chaos Space Marines, but we won't get into it. Alright, you get a clear image of the events of the area. They'll have the strongest psychic impressions. Okay, so this box has a storied history that extends long before Gregor's Blunts being captured by the Crute. It contains information that the Inquisition, and in particular the Ordos, what's the Ordos called?
Alias, Veracruz. Veracruz.
No, give me a second. Oh yeah, the Ordo Malleus, sorry. Okay, the Ordo Malleus is involved with this lockbox, and it was entrusted to Blunt. You can identify all the participants from the strongest event, including their career, ranks, and names. Okay, so the strongest event from this lockbox was its entrustment to Blunt nearly 30 years ago, when he was just a simple commissioned lieutenant. Since then, he rose to the rank of captain, but he was given specific instructions to never give this box to anyone except a interrogator, okay, who is no longer on the planet and whose name cannot be found through this. However, the other names of the careers, the ranks, and everything else of the people involved are the other 5 people that were listed. Were on the pick capture. So Royal Levan, Colonel Idalis, Colonel Lane, and the other various people are all closely related to whatever is in this box. Okay.
Is that all we get out of it?
Yep.
And I guess you share this with us.
Yep.
So this is my theory. That these 6 members were a part of an Inquisitor's cadre of the Ordo Malleus, which were demon hunters, right? Or
Possibly.
okay. So our best luck with this box is probably giving this to the interrogator. It entrusted it to.
We have no idea who that interrogator is.
The Inquisition probably keeps. Well, no, it probably doesn't keep records of this shit. So, maybe
I was not even able to find his name or rank from using my warp.
Records that you're going to get buried in, or they have no records at all.
Maybe someone back at is it Fortress Ariok, one of the Inquisitor lords there might be able to answer what is this box. But
This is related to the Ordo Malleus, but
yes, we're of the Ordo Xenos, not of the Ordo Malleus. This box may, the information, if it contains any, may have some bearing on our mission. It is connected to one of the assassinated individuals that we are investigating, is it not?
Yeah.
Connected to all of them.
I say opening it is our best opportunity for finding out more information.
Try to open it.
I agree. Perhaps.
Can I scan the object for any kind of inherent corrupting power? Just to make sure we're not gonna get tainted while we carry it.
Yeah, you can scan it to see if it has any toxins or anything. Sure.
What to roll Medicaid?
There is unfortunately no scan for chaos unless you're like a psyker. So.
Well, I was talking more about I didn't know if my special ability applied, but I have an apothecary ability that lets me like monitor corruption in sentient beings, but
you can look at mutation, but this is not a sentient being. I mean, you could scan it for poisons and things like that, but other than that, not really.
Okay.
Would you like to do a Sinisians check? If anything is clouding the warp in this area?
There's nothing clouding the warp, you could just do a Sinisians on the box if you wanted. Yeah.
That's 50. Ignore that.
Like, wait, 10 degrees of
well, you got it anyway, so. You don't read anything in particular off this box. It just seems like a mundane physical item.
Okay.
After Sark's attempt to open it, would it other... Not like the lock broke or anything, is it? We can still, like...
Yeah, anyone else can attempt it, but Sarlacc cannot attempt again because the failure just generally means that it's beyond Sarlacc's ability.
I attempt... Wait, it's security, right? Oh, okay.
What is security based under? Intelligence?
Perception.
Agility.
What?
It's an advanced skill, though,
It's not based on agility, it's based on...
Not?
No. Did you roll it with agility?
Well, I looked it up in the rulebook and I thought it said agility. What was I looking at?
Couldn't possibly be... If it is agility, I'm going to be laughing now.
I think it is.
Security. Yep, agility.
That's so stupid.
It's like fine hand movements for picking locks, right?
Yeah.
So I suppose... Yeah.
Does that mean you can make that roll at a -10 if you don't have it trained?
No, you need to... I think security is advanced skill, right?
Yeah.
It's an advanced skill.
Yeah, then you just cannot do it.
So none of us have the technical know-whats to...
I got the agility, but not the security.
You are not secure in your agility.
I am not. Hence my overcompensation with a jetpack.
I'll turn to Lorgath and I'll say, Storm Warden, perhaps squad leader, perhaps we should take this device, this box, back to. Did Ebengrave's little fortress have a name?
Yeah, give me a sec.
I guess I say yes, Solomon.
The Achillean Bastion is the name of his.
Perhaps we should take this back to the Achillean Bastion and examine it more closely. Perhaps that man Ling or someone else will be able to decode it for us.
Sure, a man such of the Lord General's suspicion carries someone who would be able to open a box like this. So, yeah, I say, let us make our way back to that fortress. Due haste, brothers.
I would be wary to tell anyone about us having this box if so many of the others associated with it have been killed.
I don't think the assassins who were sent to kill mere humans could handle a Deathwatch team, Uriel. You need not fret, but we should keep the box location a secrecy. I will take possession of it and keep it close by.
Alright, so you have the box then.
Yeah. Then we make our way back to the fortress unless anyone has any objections.
Nope.
Good.
Okay, so you guys head back to the Black Zone and the Achillean Bastion. So do you guys bring the box to Colonel Ling, who's manning the Eyes of Ra right now?
I think he would be the best, but
Oh, his name is Colonel Matthias Ling, or Ling. I think it's Ling, or is it Line? I think it's Line, isn't it?
It's some name that we don't care about.
I think it's a French name, so...
I think it's Lean. Yeah, it's Lean.
Yeah, Lean. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so you bring him back to that fellow. What do you want him to do with it?
I say, Colonel, we have an object here that we would like you to open. And could you tell us some of your dealings with the Ordo Malleus, perhaps?
For fuck's sake, what you got to go for it?
Because he probably knows about the box, so...
Subtlety.
His subtlety is not Lorgath.
Yeah, what do you think he made Solomon do the interrogations earlier?
It's like this has literally become Solomon and perhaps Abrathan face palm in the corner while Lorgath just punches everything.
So he just sort of looks
okay
at you for a moment and says, "The Ordo Malleus, my lord. I'm not quite sure what you mean. As for this device, perhaps I can open it. I've never quite seen its like before, but give me a moment." And he walks over to what appears to be like a security office and starts taking out a few tools and starts messing around with it.
Before he gets his hands on it, I'd walk up very closely to him, next to him, and say, "Don't lie to me, soldier. If you were of the Order Malleus and had dealings with them, and you are lying to us, I could execute you here on the spot."
He just sort of looks at you shocked and then sort of backs off bowing and says, "I swear to you, my lord, I've never had any dealings with the Ordo Malleus or the Inquisition at all. If you are to kill me, then so be it, but I go to my grave knowing I serve the Emperor and this death is unjust."
I can't really scan him after that because you startled him, but that's okay.
Yeah. I look at Solomon and basically over Vox and just like, "Do you believe him on a Dark Angel?"
I love how you just asking me. I have to ask, the information that we got from Uriel regarding psychic shenanigans, did that point to Lion Lean having any connection to this box apart from Blunt himself?
All the people in the picture have a connection to the box.
Okay. But not necessarily
Some
one
stronger
that...
than
Yeah.
others.
What did Jiriel get any of that or not?
He knows some of them are stronger than others, but he doesn't know which. So
Alright. It's not necessarily a connection he knows about. I'm gonna roll scrutiny on him, I guess.
okay.
Also, is Bermuda able to like do some form of aid, like help the roll for that guy unlocking
No,
the
because
thing?
Bermuda already made a roll.
I
to try and
destroyed
open it.
that scrutiny.
Okay.
Rolled a 3.
Hey, give me a second.
Dark Angel can see your lies. Puny human. What is a man but a miserable pile of secrets?
Can humans hear the sounds of like the Vox clicking?
I don't think so.
Right, cool.
Because like, as long as it's in our helmet.
Yeah, because I know I've heard like I've read in novels that Space Marines near other Space Marines who aren't actually getting the message can hear like the sounds of the Vox clicking.
Yeah, you can hear the sounds of Vox clicking.
Could a human though inside like
If your helmet is on now.
Alright. Okay.
Alright, so you can tell that he is afraid, most definitely. But you could tell as soon as you got in and he saw the box. He doesn't know what the box is through your scrutiny test, but as soon as you uttered the name of the Ordo Malleus, his disposition changed subtly but significantly. So the Ordo Malleus claim, it's very likely he does know something about that. As for the box, maybe not. You can't really tell, but he's definitely heard, or at least well, you can't tell if he's been involved with the Ordo Malleus, but when it was mentioned and the name was dropped, his disposition very obviously changed. But that just could simply be because even mentioning the Inquisition can cause fear in some people. So
yeah, I'm going to, in response to Lorgeth, then. Is there like a chair nearby in this room, or that little office he's gone to, or something?
oh yeah, there's chairs everywhere. I mean, you're in a big giant
I'm going to
spy room basically.
walk forward and basically grasp him by his collar, perhaps, or like shirt, whatever he's wearing, and basically kind of not too forcefully, but enough to get my point across. Drag him and like kind of deposit him in the nearest chair, and then sort of put the box down on like a table next to him or something. Solomon leans in closer, points to the box. You will open this. You will decipher the code that is needed to open it, and you will do so. And then I point at him, and whatever you do, I would not mention the justice of the Emperor in my presence again, lest the lips that you utter it from be found wanting.
Okay, he just sort of stares at you blankly for a while. You can clearly see his face quivering with fear a bit, and then he just sort of nods and turns to the box.
Take not the Emperor's name in vain.
And he starts tinkering with the box. So maybe
I stand within sight just to offer medical attention if it's needed, or to observe the contents of the box.
Sure. So maybe 12 to 15 minutes or so go by, and let me just make a security test. Okay, yep, so after about, exactly 12 minutes, and if you're interested, 50 seconds, he opens the box, very casually after tinkering it for a while. He's clearly sweating, whether or not from having the eyes of several Astartes looking on him or the difficulty of opening the device, but after whirling with several mechanisms, spending a great deal of time delicately removing certain fixtures of the box, it opens. And inside of it, you find several scrolls, about 4 tightly, tiny little scrolls that could probably be the size of an Astartes thumb, which have been rolled up neatly and secured with like little seals of wax, and they all are just sitting there neatly inside the box. And he just sort of looks to you and expectantly, and then sort of backs off to let you look inside the box.
We might want to check for secondary traps or something, just to be sure.
So, do your scans, apothecary?
Yeah, what would I scan with?
Well, do you have an Auspex?
I don't think I do actually.
You have like a diagnostic helm or something.
Does Sarlacc have an Auspex?
Sarlacc probably does.
Yeah, I do.
I have a diagnoster helm, but that's for medic stuff.
Alright.
Yeah, well, an Auspex would be the only thing that could detect, like, you need to make a tech use test first of all, Sarlacc, at plus 20 to use the Auspex for it. Or to set it to the correct, like, infrared frequency and everything else. Or whatever else you use. Okay, and then make an awareness test, plus 40, 20. Well, what suit of armor do you wear, actually? Is it just Aquila?
Yeah, it's just Aquila.
Alright, so yeah, plus 40 overall. 20 for your heightened senses and the armor, and then 20 for the Auspex. Okay, so scanning over it through various frequencies, looking for chemical, colorless chemicals or, mechanisms or traps or anything that could spring once you touch the scrolls, you find nothing. So the scrolls are just sitting there, there's no obvious device or coating of poison or anything like that.
No data bombs.
No data bombs, yeah.
Alright, I guess I take them and move so that like my back is to the colonel and start reading through them.
Okay, so they appear to be, when you scroll them out, roll a Common Lore Imperium, actually, for me.
Alright. Yeah,
Do you share them with any? Do you share? Okay, well you can share them with someone else, and they can just roll it as well.
Yeah,
I'll read it.
Probably like just read through them first, and then get anyone else to like then share them with the party.
My intelligence is pretty good, so I can go over
Clearly heresy.
them.
Anyone else want to roll Common Lore Imperium?
Yeah, I will.
Like the reading probably know a lot as
At
well.
0.
Yeah, it's 0. Actually, it should have been at probably should have been at about plus 20 because it's fairly easy, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway. The only one who got it is Mason and Starlog.
Yep.
Okay, so you two are familiar with what these scrolls are. You can tell that they are communique scrolls that are generally given to astropathic choirs to be transcribed through the warp as messages over long distances. Okay, so they are astropathic communique scripts, if you know what I mean. And they're quite old, judging by the date on a couple of them. And this is most of them are fairly, mundane and fairly pointless, but they may have held like significant, personal value to Blunt. Some of them are messages from his wife or people he cared dearly about, but one of them in particular is very, very much not a personal thing. It's something else entirely. So it's up there. Everyone can see it now, yeah?
Oh god, can someone read that because I might not be able to actually read it.
Click it, and then we'll enlarge it.
Yeah, like it's just hard for me to actually read that text. That's all.
May the God Emperor protect you, Confessor Forge.
George.
It's
yeah,
a
I
J.
can't. It's so small on my screen that I can barely read it either.
George...
I can read it out for you if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be helpful,
Yeah.
please.
I didn't write this, by the way, but I can still read it. Alright. Most revered and faithful George, may the God Emperor protect you, Confessor George. I send to you in most urgent need. We have found something terrible in the depths beneath the foundations of the bastion. The Lord Militant assures us that it is only a setback, but I can see that his confidence is only a show of fate for the younger officers. For all of my all of my tasks, I can't even read it actually.
Is that fears?
For all of my fears it is. For all of my fears, I still cannot quite fathom what the thing is. It appears to be some sort of door or gateway, though to where I cannot say. Something lurks the threshold. This much I know for certain. To leave such a breach in our defenses would be a terrible lapse in protocol. but I can tell that the Lord Middleton's pride is getting the better of him. It is for this reason that I write to you. Your blessings may be needed here, most honored and wise George. Confessor, that. Or sorry, I confess that what lies beyond this doorway threatens to consume our very souls. Or sorry, I fear that what lies behind this, threatens to consume our very souls. May the God Emperor forever be with you, my friend. And then it says sealed data, and you can clearly see it was sealed by the Inquisition.
How many years ago was this?
This was more than 30 years ago. It was
this
about
is from 779.
It was over 40 or so years ago. Pretty much a few years after the start of the Crusade. So
this originated from spite by the heading on the transmission.
Yeah.
So do we know who it went out to?
Well, whoever this Confessor George is.
Well, it didn't go out to, in theory, I guess.
I assume this is a record of it going out. Like this is a documentation.
It looks like it was going to go out, but it never went out because, as it says sealed data by order of the Inquisition. See, it says Inquisitorial Overrides Active Authorization Protocol Azure. It means it was never sent because the Inquisition read it and blocked it.
So the Inquisition censored it then?
Yes.
Like America. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear bullshit. What?
So I just like making fun of America.
Who doesn't? Seriously.
As much as this information is distressing, it does not seem to have, at least currently, too much bearing on our present mission. Perhaps, if you, by your lead, squad leader, this man here, and I'm going to line, has at least some sort of light he can shed on this.
I agree. Do not show him the scrolls, but instead read. Tell him what we read.
All right. Time to begin.
And make sure you put all those black bars in, and just mention only the important bits if you can. We must keep all of this information as secret as we must.
Unless we really want to get the guy executed for some reason.
Yeah.
Just tell him everything in that case.
Yeah.
Sarlacc, because of your degrees of success, Sarlacc, you know that the servitor number 8296C7 will, despite the fact this was sealed by the Inquisition, all servitors keep a detailed log of all the data that ever goes through them. So if you were to find a Squire servitor, you could very likely find who sent the message.
I was wondering about that.
So, it was 30, 40 years ago, yeah?
45 plus years ago, yeah.
I'd say, Sarlacc, whilst we get on with interrogating this man, try using Spy Google to find this servitor.
Also, since we have access to Spy Google, would we know what Inquisitors in the area would have an authorization level of that much? Or is that like a significantly high? Is Azure like a high level of protocol, or
none of you have any idea? Even though you're part of the Deathwatch, you're not part of the Inquisition, so you have no idea what it means when it says authorized protocol, unless you had like Forbidden Lore Inquisition. So.
I do.
Of course you do.
Okay, well then you can roll that to know what it means. Yes.
Do we just shoot him for knowing Forbidden Lore?
On the Dark Age.
No. Okay, so Azure Protocol means that it was sealed by no less than a Grand Inquisitor.
Ooh.
Grand is
the highest you can get.
Alright, okay.
I will not share this information with the kill team yet because currently it has no bearing, at least in Solomon's eyes.
Wow. Thanks.
More like
he's just afraid you'll run around screaming, "Where's the Grand Inquisitor?"
Yeah.
I am trying to save us all.
He's the hero we need, but not the hero we want.
Dark Angel keeping it real. Okay.
Yeah. So we proceed to interrogate. Well, I instruct Solomon to interrogate the colonel.
Was he not the guy we were told to try and placate?
No, different colonel.
Okay.
There's the
Alright.
colonel in the prison camp, and then there's the colonel running Spy Google. This is
the Colonel running Spy Google.
yeah.
We may want to try and not piss him off too much in case we have to try and come back and use Spy Google. He might, do something.
Yeah.
I don't
We
know.
got-
I'm not
Version
I'm not
from
going
the
to curb
highest.
stomp his rooms.
Like I.
Oh
also,
yeah,
I think
we
he's
got
a,
offers. Yeah. Okay.
If I remember correctly, he seems a bit like a scaredy cat. Like he doesn't leave this room.
Yeah.
Fear
Yeah,
of
he's like a
assassination,
sniveling. It's like a
He's an
sniveling.
he's an administrative officer. He's not a frontline command officer.
Yeah, so like I don't think he'll go like screaming to the Lord General about how the space marines were mean to him.
Yeah. All right. Well, I, as always, will attend the interrogation to see what I can get from bioscans and everything.
Okay, I guess actually, Solomon, I've heard of this thing called good space marine, bad space marine. I'll be the good one, you be the bad one.
I have no idea what you're talking about.